Hi, I'm Nora, and welcome back to Novels with Nora. Today, we are in a much more casual setting because this is going to be my first weekly vlog. So today is Tuesday, January 21st. It is 11:30 in the morning. I slept in later than I would have liked to today, but it's fine because the day moves on. This is my first full real week of grad school, so I thought I would just document it with you and see what the week holds. Technically, my class started last week, but it was just like an introductory week. The only assignment was to post like a about me introduction discussion post, and so there wasn't really a whole lot going on there. And I had like lectures to watch and readings to read, but they didn't like factor into what we had to post. So we're starting this week because I have 3 readings and 3 lectures, and then my first full like discussion and discussion response due this week. And I looked over the assignment description. Tell me why the assignment description itself is a page and a half long. Grad school is very different than undergrad, let's just say that. I haven't started the assignment, so it might honestly not be that bad, but just looking at how long the assignment description was and all the different things that you have to do for it, yeah, not the same as undergrad, not at all. So, you know, we keep chugging along, but you're gonna be chugging along with me. So that's what we got going on today. I think I'm going to watch my lectures. We're starting on Tuesday because yesterday was a holiday, so I didn't, even though it's an online course, we didn't technically have class yesterday, so we're starting today. Just because it's an online course, I like to try and keep with like holiday things, and like when the actual campus doesn't have classes, I like to try and keep with that to give myself some sense of normalcy. And I also have a friend who goes there for their undergrad, and she we text all the time, so I like to try and stay on the same schedule as her. So trying to keep with that this week and make sure that I still have some sense of normalcy and some kind of separation between like school life and regular life, especially since I'm not actually going to class. So that's something we're going to try and work on this week, is making sure I'm not constantly doing school or constantly ignoring school to do other things. So you'll probably see me in this chair a lot this week, but I think I'm gonna get some breakfast and then maybe watch my lectures today. I don't know. I have 3 lectures to watch and 3 readings to do, and I have no clue how long the readings are, but I like to do all my readings in one day and all the lectures in a different day, and my discussion's not due till Friday. So I think I'll do lectures today, readings tomorrow, and then respond on Thursday because it's due Friday night, but I don't want to put it off until Friday. But I'm also really hoping that someone else will respond before me so I can see how they format theirs and what they're doing. I also think I'm the youngest person in this class by at least 2 years, which isn't horrible, but in my undergrad I was typically one of the older ones in my classes. So we'll see how this goes, because most people have at least one master's degree already or did their bachelor's in the 90s. So I think there's a really good mix of different people and different personalities here. So I'm really interested to see how we all approach the same questions. But again, I hope someone responds before me so I can look at what they're doing, not copy them obviously, but at least just know, okay, so this is what they're doing. Because we have a word count, but are we going over that word count if we need to? Are we staying under that? I just like to suss it out before I start posting myself. So we'll see about that. But right now I think I'm gonna go get breakfast. Okay, so now I've made my breakfast. I am having oatmeal with an English muffin with peanut butter and cinnamon, my favorite breakfast. I've got my little dog Cheerio here trying to scam in on some of my breakfast. I will admit I got distracted watching YouTube videos, so it is now 12:11. That's something I'm gonna need to get better at if I actually want to accomplish the things I need to get done for grad school. But we've made it to breakfast. I'm gonna watch more YouTube and I'll check in with you after. Okay, I just finished my breakfast, so now I am going to go watch my lectures. I think I'm gonna save the readings for tomorrow. So I don't know if I should take notes or not is my thing. Most of my classes in undergrad were discussion based, as I think I've said before. So there was never really a need for note taking because it's discussion, you don't take notes on discussion. But this is lectures, recorded lectures, and I feel I should take notes, but this class doesn't have any tests. It's all competency, reading comprehension type reflection questions. And the way the lectures are on the website that we use, they have the whole transcript of everything that they say. So I don't know if taking notes is really worth my time, but also I don't want to not take notes and then want to have notes. So I'm not really sure what I want to do there. I feel like I want to take them just to be safe, but at the same time, if I have the transcripts, do I really need to take notes? So I'm going to start watching the first one and I'll check back in. I think there's 3 lectures, so I'll check back in after the first one and let you know what I've decided to do. So I just finished my first lecture. It was the longest of the 3 by like 10 minutes. That one was 21 minutes and the next longest is only 10. So I did decide to take notes on that. I took them on my iPad just so it's not taking up space physically in case I don't decide to keep taking notes. And I feel like the readings are going to be like a lot of the same points. So I don't know if I necessarily need to be taking notes, but I'm going to just in case. I realized I also never told you what class this is for. This is for my information organization class. So it's a lot about like what is information and how do we classify it, and then also how do we organize it. So there's a lot going on there, but finish the first one. I'm going to now watch the other 2 and take notes on them, and we will just keep chugging along, going from there. It was pretty boring, honestly. Not a whole lot of super interesting information. There was a whole slide about belly dancers and how when they all get together in their belly dancing class, they share information there. So that really spiced it up. Also, this professor really likes to put cartoons in the slides, so that's super fun. She never talks about the cartoons. They're just there, but they're fun to watch and look at. So at least there's something keeping me going. I finished watching all of my lectures and I took a whole bunch of notes. So now I am going to go back through and read my notes and add any highlights that I think need to be added. Because typically in undergrad, I would have like discussions about what we like talked about or read. And obviously I don't have that here. So this feels like the next best thing. So enjoy this time lapse of me reading through my notes. So I have officially watched all of my lectures for today, or for this full week, and then I took notes and read back through my notes in my lovely little time lapse. Oh, I've never made a time lapse before, so that was fun. I don't know why I was breathing so heavy, but okay, all right, humbling myself. But anyway, now I think I am going to put all of my assignments from my syllabus into my planner. This is my lovely planner right here. Just says 2025. This is my like ideal planner right here. I had the exact same one last year, just like in a different pattern cover. I get these at TJ Maxx, $5.99 from TJ Maxx. Why are planners so expensive? Tell me right now, why are they so expensive? It's paper. Like, I understand that like the labor has to go into it to make it, but like why is it like $30 for a planner? You use it 1 year and then like you throw it away. Or do people keep their planners? Anyway, I was looking for one because I absolutely loved the planner I had last year. I'm very picky with how I want my planners because I want a full weekly layout and I need lines. My handwriting, awful. I need lines or else it'll go all over the place. So this one has lines on half and then it's blank on the other half. So I use the half with line to write my assignments. And then this side I put like, if I have like appointments or anything, that goes there. But that's how I need my planner. It's really hard to find that in the way that I like it, in a cover that I don't find hideous. This I really love. It's got little flowers and there's little butterflies. Cutesy cutesy. And also this is my preferred size. I hate the ones that are like full notebook size. I simply don't have enough going on for that to make sense for me. Completely understand why some people would need that. I'm not that person. It's simply not me. However, I feel it's important to know. Currently, I'm taking one class. I'm enrolled in information organization right now. And then I have another class, people in the information ecology, that starts like middle of February. So it's like a shortened course, which is a little scary, but that's what I was able to get into. So I'm technically taking 2 classes this semester. Just one hasn't started yet. Because what had happened was they opened the registration for courses before the application for the program opened. So new students coming in were not able to enroll in any of the courses. So when I went to enroll, it was like, sorry, can't do it. And I was like, oh, that's not good. So I emailed my advisor and she was like, you're gonna have to set up a meeting with this other girly. And I did. And she was like, yeah, so all the courses are currently full. And I said, oh, okay, so what does that mean for me? She said, well, we're trying to get more open And if we can't, you have to defer your enrollment to the summer. And I said, so that's not ideal. Like, it would be fine, I guess, but it wouldn't be ideal. But then I got put myself on the wait list for like 2 sections of every course that they were offering, and I did not get into any of them. However, what did end up happening was that they opened 2 new sections of the 2 that I'm in now, and I was able to get into those. So like, alleluia, truly, thank goodness. I just knew myself enough to know that if I took even just like a semester off, having nothing, because I'm not working right now either, so it's like I would just be like chilling, just truly doing nothing all day every day, and then having to go from that to taking like 2 or 3 classes. I don't think I would have handled that transition very well, but going straight from undergrad into graduate school, overwhelming, yes, but I'm already like in the mindset of school, so I didn't have to like re-situate my mind, you know. I was just like ready for it because I took like the regular winter break and then went right back into grad school. So ended up working out really well. I want to be a teen librarian, so I'm on the teen concentration, but there are between 4 and 6, I can't remember exactly, core courses that you should take first. Like, they recommend that you take those ones first. So these are the 2 I was able to get into now. Hopefully I'll get into more like track specific courses for this summer. That registration opens February 16th or 18th, I think. However, I am waiting on my official transcripts with my degree date to get sent from where I did my undergrad to where I'm doing my grad program. And when I emailed them last week, or like whenever I emailed them last, they were like, we don't know when that'll happen. And the deadline to get that transcript submitted is the 24th, this Friday. So if I don't get that in, there's a hold placed on my account, which means I won't be able to register for summer. And would it be nice to take the summer off? Yes, technically, like, I'm not doing anything. And I like having like structure in my schedule. So I would really love to have something to do, you know, in this case, school. So I'm really hoping that I can get that figured out. I plan on emailing my school today. I should have done that earlier in the day, but oh well, I'll do it now and get that sorted. Hopefully they at least have an idea of when it'll get posted. I have bought my transcripts like 4 times. Tell me why it costs $8 to have them send me a PDF to my email. $8. And I've had to do this like 4 times because at first they were like, oh, we just lost it. So then I had to do it again. And they were like, actually, that's not going to work. You have to do it this way. So then I did it that way. And they were like, your degree date's not there. So I was like, chill, that's so cool, actually. I've spent so much money trying to get these transcripts. They're my transcripts. They're mine. I did that work. Why am I not having to pay to get them? Higher education is a sham. It's not. I love it a lot. I love being in school. I love being a student. This is what I want to do with my life. But why is it so expensive? Like, it's not even just like the tuition and everything. Why am I paying now for my transcripts? I feel like that should be included in the cost of tuition. Like, I did that work. It's my transcript. You need them to. Anyway, I'm a transcript hater because why is it so hard to get them? Okay, well, now I'm actually going to do my planner. So give me a second while I try and find a camera angle that's going to work for this. Okay, so figured it out. My planner right here. Phone resting on my computer. Computer has the syllabus up. Cup full of pens. The way I do my planners is that I color code each class usually. So my undergrad, we used Blackboard, and now for my grad program, we're using Canvas. So there's been a learning curve there. But luckily for both of them, each course has like a picture that it's like its profile thing. And I usually try and match the color that I use, like the pen color I use, to that picture so that I make that mental link. So today we're going to be using this dark blue, and I will just go through my planner and write every assignment on its due date in that color. I currently only have 1 class, so the color doesn't really matter, but I will eventually have 2 courses going simultaneously, so having the color is going to be incredibly helpful. So I'm just going to go through and put in my assignments. This is fun. This feels very, very intimate, very chatty. I hope you're enjoying this. Okay, so we're starting on January 19th. We have my introduction. Okay. And then I'll move on to the next week. This is going to be so easy. You have like one. Okay, so it looks like every week I have a discussion post due Friday and then a response to someone else's post due Sunday. So there will be like one thing written a week. Chill. Honestly, good. I need this good ease into the transition. Okay, so I'm just gonna write discussion post. Wait, the 24th. Oh, I put that on the wrong day. Oh no, that one goes there. This is why I need to pay attention. 24th discussion post. And then on the 26th, response. So this is what my weeks are looking like. discussion post, discussion response. I'm just so busy. I don't know if you can tell, but I'm so busy all the time. Ooh, I'm gonna start calling them reflection posts because that's what they're called in the syllabus. Getting fancy with it. Reflection post on Friday. And oh my god, we're already into February. Okay. Oh, okay, now we're into our first like actual assignment due on March 2nd. Why are we skipping all of February? Okay, that's chill. We're already into March 2nd then. Today we have knowledge organization systems. That is not a discussion post. This is a real assignment. How exciting, switching it up. But it's weird that there's nothing for February. Week 8 already, good lord. Start log for personal information management assignments at the start of module 5. So on Monday, I'm just gonna write start log and hope that I remember what that is when we get there. Okay, and then March 10th through 16th, I'm gonna write that it's, ooh, my black pen to differentiate. Gonna write that it's spring break, okay? And then back to assignments for March 30th. Do you see what I mean? There's like a lot of weeks that just like don't have assignments. Like I still have to do the readings and the lectures, but there's no actual assignment. Interesting. Okay. Well, on March 30th, we have metadata schema. That does not sound fun. A lot of my coworkers at the campus library when I worked there, pretty much all of them were also doing their master's in library science at a different school, but still online programs. So I've seen a lot of what they're getting up to. So I feel like I have some insight as to what's happening. It's like a different program and obviously not the same classes or professors, but it's still something, you know, and I can always reach out to them again and be like, girlies, did you have to take a similar class? And then we can all like work together. I honestly, like, I'm glad that I graduated and I'm happy to be home, but part of me really misses working there. Like, that would love that job. My favorite job I've ever had. I loved all my coworkers, all my supervisors. Everyone was fantastic, and I miss them. I might have to email some of them and be like, hey girl, what's going on? April 6th, personal information management. I hope someone is finding this to be interesting. Oh, we're skipping big blocks of time again. Now we're on May 2nd already. Good lord. IO, Information Organization Research Study Review. Now, see, the thing is with doing it in a paper planner, I absolutely love doing it like this, but when assignments get shifted around, like if something just gets shifted, I don't know, it's happened before, I have to cross it off and redo it. It doesn't look great, but it is what it is. Research Study Response and Reflection. Research Study Response and Reflection. 2 on the 4th. I feel like we got to be getting close to the end here. Oh, that was the end. Okay, well, so now I've written all of my assignments in for this class. So I'm going to go back to the beginning. I actually already have stuff I can cross off because I had my like introductory assignment last week. But I'm going to start with week 1, and in my black pen, I'm just going to go through and mark the weeks. Lost it there for a second, just so that I know where we're at here. So then week 1 is the 13th through the 19th. Oh my god, a huge bird just flew past. We've been seeing hawks around here. One landed on a bush right outside the window the other day. Ooh, I love birds. Before I decided on library science, I wanted to be an ornithologist, which is like a bird studier. Yeah, so I love seeing all the birds, but that one's really big. And one time, a couple summers ago, we saw this giant hawk swoop down and try to eat a chipmunk right out of our backyard. Traumatizing and horrifying, truly. Chipmunk was fine. The bird did not get her, but still, can't believe it tried. Okay, so then week 2 is here. We're in week 2 currently. You think this would be the easy part because like you just count the weeks, but I'm always convinced that I'm gonna mess something up here, so I have to double check every week before I write it in. Okay, so week 8 is when I need to start the log for personal information management assignment. I don't know what that is. Okay, I'm gonna finish writing in the weeks and then I'll get back to you. Okay, so this is a 15-week course, so I went all the way up to week 15. We stop in May, and then we have summer break, and I think I'm gonna take summer courses, so I don't really get a break, but that's where we're at. I also love these planners because they have the ribbon bookmarks. Absolutely phenomenal. I think everyone should have that because it's really fantastic. So then I get to go back to week 1, and then I always cross it off in black pen once the assignment is done. So black is like the neutral color in my planner. So that's what we have. Love crossing off my assignments. And then I'll put the bookmark in there. And my planner is now currently updated with all my assignments. Let me check my to-do list for the week. I don't know if you can tell, I'm kind of crazy when it comes to keeping track of all my information. So I have this little to-do list. This one's like sticky, and I'll usually write my assignments down on this one, and I can stick it into my planner. And then I have this bigger one that I use for things that aren't necessarily school related, and this is like longer than a week. This is just until I fill up the page, and then we go on to the next one. So I did my lectures, so I can cross that off using my purple sparkly highlighter, and then check it off in the done section. So that is honestly all of the grad school work that I'm going to do today, because I don't want to overwhelm myself with the information. So I think I'm going to do the readings tomorrow. There's 3 of them, but one is like 34 pages. So I'll have to break that down into chunks to make it easier for me. But since I want to do the discussion on Thursday, tomorrow's Wednesday, and I do the readings then, I think that makes sense. And I also love because I can access the readings for every week. Like I could do it right now and read them all. Don't know why I would want to do that, but I could. However, I like to wait until I have like the response, like question or like reflection question or prompt to do the readings, so that I can read with the intent of thinking through that prompt. So I'm not just like reading and like la-di-da-di-da, oh yeah, this is a good article, or oh, I hate this article. I can read it and be like, okay, well, this is what I need to answer, so I can look for things that relate back to that in the readings, if that makes sense. So I think this is where I'm going to leave you for today. I might come back and update with like what I'm actually reading for like personal enjoyment, and if I decide to do anything else. But I think for now, that's what you get from me today. Online grad program when you're only taking 1 class. It's kind of laid back and chill. For now. Watch me pop back in at the end of the semester and be like, girl, you did not know what was coming for you. So, toodaloo. I'll see you in the next clip. Good morning. It is Wednesday, January 22nd at 11:26 a.m. I'm here in my chair once again. You'll see me here quite frequently throughout the week. I woke up, got sucked into TikTok as per usual. I really got to get better at that, but I did read some of my book. I am reading Plain Bad Heroines by Emily M. Danforth. This book, I'm really enjoying it. I just don't really know how to explain it, because we have like 2 different plot lines happening. One in like 1902 with these 2 girls, Clara and Flo, who were in love and obsessed with this book and the author of the book. And then they died tragically with the book there. And then a girl stole the book, and then a lot happened there. And then we're following another plot line with these 3 girls, the author of a book who talked about Clara and Flo's death, and then 2 actresses who are going to be playing Clara and Flo in a movie remake of that book. So there's a lot happening. There's footnotes. It's a big book. I'm really enjoying it though, but it's taken me a while to get into that one. So I read some of that, got stuck in TikTok, and now I have opened up all of the PDFs of the readings I need to do today. This one is 43 pages. 43. That is so many pages. I hate a long PDF. I'd rather read like 15 4-page articles than one 20-page article. Like truly, when it gets over 10 pages, I'm like, no, I can't do it. My attention gone. At least this one has like some pictures, like see some pictures, but that doesn't really make it much better, does it? So I have this one 43-page one, and then a 15-page one, and an 18-page one. So I think I'm gonna start on this 43-page article and hope for the best here. I'll probably read about like half and then go get breakfast to give myself a little break. I'm not looking forward to it. At least this one seems kind of interesting, but the words are so little and there's so many. Anyway, I have the prompt for the reading, or like the response, pulled up so I can be referring back to that while I read. Really just hoping for the best here. Truly. Not looking forward to this, but it is what it is. So I'll catch you on the flip side, no, when I make some progress here, maybe I'll tell you a little what this article's about. Probably not, because the chances of me fully comprehending it right now, slim to none. So let's just hope for the best. Alrighty, I finished my first article and then I had breakfast and then I just watched 2 YouTube videos as a little break for my silly little brain. The first article went over a lot of the same things that were in the lectures that I watched yesterday, so I actually understood it better than I thought I would, which was super great because it was so long, and if I didn't understand anything that was happening, that would have been just really upsetting, and would have made the pages feel even longer than they already were. But it was a lot of the stuff that was in the lectures just like expanded upon further, which was actually super helpful. From that one article alone, I'm still not sure how I'm going to answer the question, but I have 2 more articles to read. They're shorter, thank God. So I think I'm going to read the longer one and then watch a YouTube video and then read the shorter one, because I simply need a break in between, because I can't read them all the way through. And also I feel like it helps me process them a little bit better if I'm not reading them back to back. So I hope that by reading this one, I will get a better sense of how I want to answer the question. I will talk to you again after I read my next article. Okay, I have not finished the article yet. I'm a little over halfway through, but I have some thoughts. First of all, articles that are like columned like this, the worst, because you'll read the column and be like, oh, no, not next page. You have to go back up to the top and read down again. So it takes twice as long and the words are smaller. So that's my first thought. My second thought is the area, like the field of information science, is very heavily male dominated, which is like to be expected, as like most fields are. However, coming from my background in women's and gender studies, the entire field pretty much was like female based. So now when I'm reading and I see that one of like the researchers being quoted is a woman, I get so excited. I'm like, oh, a woman, it's thrilling. And that honestly makes me kind of sad, because I feel like there should be more women that when I see them, I'm like, oh yeah, that makes sense. Not, I get excited about it. Also, 2 of like the foundational researchers in the field of information science are Wiener and Clapp. Every time I read those names, I can't take it seriously. If I have to say according to Wiener in any of my like assignments, oh, it's over for me. I am not fully developed enough for this. But also, one of the female researchers here was using like creating YouTube videos as an analogy for information processing. And that was just really interesting, especially as I am currently creating a YouTube video about reading these articles. Just found that quite fascinating. The 2 women that were quoted here were talking about creating YouTube videos and then hobby cooking. 2 of the things that I found most fascinating in this article so far, and was able to genuinely connect with more and like help me understand what's happening better. So I just think that's interesting and quite fascinating. Those are my thoughts for now. Also, this article is definitely helping me answer my response question, which I realized I never shared with you what it is. So it gives us a quote about how information, like a piece of information, can't be expected to be processed the same by everyone who hears it, and that any individual message can be expressed in multiple ways, and then we have to reflect on the above statement and its implications for human interactions with information presented in various cultural heritage institutions, archives, libraries, and museums, or other information environments. I've definitely highlighted a few things that I think are going to be helpful in answering that. I think part of what it is that I feel like I need to be writing at a higher level than I was for undergrad, and I feel like that's definitely the case, but I also don't think I need to take it as far as I'm thinking I need to. Like, I can write in my own voice. I don't need to make myself sound different than I would normally talk or like normally write. So I might start jotting down some thoughts after I finish this article, just because I already have some things and I don't want to forget them for tomorrow when I go to actually write it. But I'll keep you updated. This article, far more interesting than the past ones. Also, there's a lot of these diagrams. They're not very helpful for me understanding what's happening. The words are much more helpful, but the diagrams take up space in the article and make it so that I don't feel like I'm reading as much. So it is what it is, I guess. I'll check in again when I finish this article. Okay, I just finished that article. I enjoyed that one the most of the 2 that I just read, which makes sense because the first one was so long. So I finished it. I feel like I actually comprehended a lot of it, and then I have 5 quotes that I had highlighted in the text that I added into a Google Docs that I think when I go to write my response will be helpful, because they all relate back to information being interpreted differently. So I think, but this one was the first, because I read the articles last week too, and this was the first one that was like an actual like research article where they like conducted research. So that was quite interesting. it was interesting to read, but I don't think any of it really had a whole lot to do with what I'm going to be writing about. So I'm not sure if that means I'm interpreting it incorrectly or if that's how it's supposed to be. Unsure. But then because we have our assigned readings, but then we also have a whole bunch of optional readings, and they're optional, so I don't want to do them, but I fear that I'm going to have to in order to really bulk up my thing, because I think it has to be 450 to 500 words. Interpret relevant readings and lectures adhering to APA and text citations. Present a question to broaden and refine the reflection to be addressed by your classmates. And then cite sources. Okay, I can do that. I can do that. But my question now is, are we allowed to go over 500? Because I am a very wordy writer, and so I fear that. In undergrad, we were allowed to go over that because it was like, write as much as you need, but that's the minimum. But this giving a range like that, I'm not sure. So I might have to email the professor about that, but we'll see. Okay, so now I'm going to take a break. Oh my god, exciting, exciting. My Architectural Digest magazine came in today. They were doing a deal where you could get a full year of the physical subscription plus access to their like digital stuff and a tote bag for $12. A full year. I love magazines, okay, for so many reasons. I love physical media. I love being able to look through and see all this stuff. Also, I'm always seeing like sponsored Instagram ads from architectural artists, and the pictures are just stunning. The like open door, is that what it is? Open door interviews where they like interview the celebrities in their houses. Love the pictures that come from that. So I got the magazine and I'm so excited to look through here. There's already such cool stuff in here. Oh my god. Gloria Steinem. Oh, it is. They have an interview with Gloria Steinem in here in her house. Oh, girl. Oh, I'm gonna be reading that magazine. Okay, but anyway, I'm gonna finish the YouTube video I started, or like I made like a little playlist of what I want to watch in between my articles, so I'm gonna watch that and then read my next article, which is the last one, and then probably take notes on it again like I did this time, and then I'll check back in. Maybe I'll do a little another montage for you. I really love doing those. I'll catch you on the flip side. I think I've already said that today. Oh well, I quite enjoy saying it. Bye bye for now. Officially finished reading all 3 of my articles. This one also had some good stuff in there that'll really help with my response. So also, while I was reading, I don't remember if I mentioned it yesterday, but I needed to send an email to where I did my undergrad asking when my degree date would be posted to my transcripts. I didn't do that yesterday because sending an email was just evidently too much work for me, but I did it today. And I heard back, and they said that the degree date has been posted. So now I get to order my transcripts again and hope that it works out this time. Also, I put on some chapstick, and I feel like I'm looking... Oh, go me. Anyway, I have to order my transcripts, and then I think I'm going to... I don't know what I want to do next. Before I started reading that article, I posted on Instagram and TikTok, and you should follow me there. It's also at Novels with Nora, and I post some really great content, if I do say so myself. But I did that, so I'll probably check in, respond to some comments there, and then... I think I'm going to take the things that I highlighted from this article and the first article I read, put them in that Google Doc just so I can see everything. And then I think I'll probably start editing this vlog because I have a lot of footage between yesterday and today. But that brings me to my next point. You've seen me wearing the same sweatshirt the past 2 days, which is totally fine, perfectly normal since I'm not leaving the house. But I think tomorrow I want to get dressed. I also have like a virtual appointment tomorrow, so I'm gonna have to put something else on anyway. But I really think that maybe getting dressed in the mornings would help me feel a little bit more productive and a little bit more with like a go-get-em attitude. Right now I'm just still in my pajamas, which again, I see nothing wrong with that because I'm not going anywhere, so why would I get dressed? But I think tomorrow, and maybe for the rest of the week, I'm gonna try and get dressed and see if that improves my productivity and just my can-do attitude. So you'll maybe get to help me pick out an outfit tomorrow. Oh, how exciting. Not actually get to help me pick it out because by the time you're seeing this, it will have already happened. Anyway, I think that'll be fun. So now I'm going to add my quotes to my Google Doc and hope that I see something forming in there. As I was reading, I could feel things forming, so that's good. This article, being able to skim academic articles is one of the best skills that my undergrad has ever taught me, because truly it is a waste of time to sit there and read every word. Like, it just is. Now, you might disagree with me on that, but especially for my purpose, I do not need to like physically read every single word with these eyeballs. I also kind of want to look into, I know there's a lot of like softwares where it'll like turn your PDFs into like an audiobook pretty much, but I want to make sure I'm not using one that has AI, because icky, gross. But someone that I was friends with in undergrad did that, so I might reach out to them and see what they used, because I think that could be really helpful. I think also it would help reduce my eye strain, because I do have a headache, and I did get a headache yesterday too. So those are my plans. I'll try and update you throughout the evening tonight on like what I did last night, where I stopped doing work and I said no more of this, but we'll see how that goes. So gonna put in the quotes and then maybe get back to you on if I see my response forming in there. Okay, see you later. Hey. Okay, so I went through all of the 3 articles and I tippity typed out the quotes that I think I'm going to use in my response, and then I went back to check on the little prompt, and someone had posted, and I can read it on Blackboard. A lot of the times when it was something like a bigger assignment like this, the professor would make it so that you can't see what other people have put in until you've replied yourself. So I figured that's how it would be. It's not. I could see the other student's response, and it's 507 words. And if you recall, the thing said 450 to 500. So that makes me think that I don't have to be super harsh on myself about keeping within the 500 word count. And their response made me think about some new things that I had highlighted but didn't put into my document. So we might have to go back and get some of those. It just put things into a new perspective for me, which is why I always like seeing that. So I'm happy that happened. But yeah, so I finished reading those, and honestly, I feel like I have a really good start for what I want to do here. And reading the other students' response, like it's got my gears turning. So I think I might honestly tippity tap out some thoughts here and see what I can come up with, because I have a lot of things in here. Also, I need to look up what APA in-text citation looks like, because I might be doing MLA in these quotes, and let's do that right now. APA in-text citation. Can you just show me an example? Put author's last name and year of publication. Okay, so I was doing author's last name and page number, so I just have to change it to year, which is honestly easier, much easier. Okay, and then I'll have to figure out how to do in-text citation from the lectures, but then I think I have that down. And then there's a very specific way that the professor wants us to like type it out and turn it in, so I'll have to look that over and then do that. But the hard part is done. All the reading and highlighting is done. Watch the lectures. I might skim the titles of the optional readings and see if anything sticks out to me, and then maybe skim through those, but we will have to see. I think that I'm feeling confident. I have a lot of thoughts. The problem with reading other people's responses before I do my own is that it makes me second guess my own thoughts and think that, okay, well, theirs is not at all what I was thinking, so clearly I must be wrong, but that's not necessarily the case. And really, we're just reflecting on that quote using our own knowledge from what we read. So I don't think anyone is necessarily, well, I mean, like, you could be wrong, but I think that there's a lot of different ways that you can go about it. So I don't think I want to make sure that I'm not being too harsh on myself and thinking, well, that's not what this person put in there, so I need to have that in mind. We're not going to do that. But otherwise, I think that I'm going to get started on that, and I will check in with you. Also, we're getting pizza for dinner from my favorite pizza place. Real excited about that, because I did not know what I was going to have for dinner, so now I have something to look forward to this evening. Pew, pew, pew. Check in with you once I get some things typed up. Good morning. It is Thursday, January 23rd at 11:13 a.m. I woke up at like 9:30 this morning, and guess what I've been doing? Scrolling on TikTok. Bad. We're gonna fix this. We're gonna fix it. But I woke up and I emailed my professor, like just introducing myself, because one of my favorite parts of undergrad was like building connections with my professors, and that's gonna be harder to do, obviously, since it's an online program. So I emailed him and introduced myself, and then also asked if I'd be penalized for going over the 500 word count limit on the assignment. So waiting to hear back from him. And then I also ordered my transcript and got that sent, and then emailed the woman who I was talking to and let her know that I ordered it and to be on the lookout for it. And then I checked to see if anyone else had commented or put their response in, and no one else has. And then I read some of my book, and then I got sucked into TikTok. And this happens like every morning, which just like puts my whole day behind. So next week, tomorrow, we're gonna stop doing that. I'll give myself like an allotted amount of time, and then that is it, if I go on at all. So there's that. Last night, I ended up writing out pretty much my entire reply. However, it is over the word count. It is 559 words when it's supposed to be 450 to 500. So there are some sections that I think I can take out. So I'm going to get breakfast and then come back to it and make a second version of it that is less. So we'll do that. And then I know I said I wanted to get dressed today, but I'm so comfortable. Like, I'm just so comfy. I don't want to put hard pants on. This is my problem. I need pants that aren't jeans, that are still comfortable, but like look put together, you know? I don't know what that would be, but I need an option. Oh my God, I think we're gonna have a visitor. It's not my book. The book's not the visitor. This little guy is the visitor. Look at him. My Cheerio. Oh. He keeps me company all day when I'm doing my work. He sits here in a chair with me. Look at him. We adopted him 2 years ago, I think. I love him a lot. He keeps me company during the day, keeps me sane, helps me get some fresh air because I got to take him out, you know. All the good things with the little doggy. Next up on the agenda is breakfast. I'm going to eat the same thing again today that I have been eating all week. Yeah. Okay, so I'll see you at breakfast. I'm here in my kitchen making myself breakfast. I'm the type of person who can eat the same meal for weeks and love it all the time until I get the ick from it, and then I can't eat it ever again. So right now it's cinnamon and spice oatmeal with an English muffin with peanut butter and cinnamon, and we will see how long that lasts for me. But my goal for today is to eat lunch, and that sounds like a silly goal, but I have this bad habit of eating like a late breakfast. So like right now it's like 11:30, and then I won't eat lunch, and I'll eat kind of like an early dinner. And then I wake up the next morning tummy grumbling because I'm hungry because I didn't eat 3 good meals during the day. But so today we're gonna try to eat a lunch, and I don't think it should be too hard. We went grocery shopping yesterday, got some good stuff. So hopefully I will eat a good lunch, but we'll see. I've eaten this breakfast so many times that I know exactly when to start cooking each thing so that they get done at the same time. So I start the English muffin, and then when it is done and I'm peanut buttering it, I put the water for the oatmeal in the microwave. And then, because I need to eat my oatmeal when it's like hot, otherwise it gets kind of goopy and gross. But I also kind of doctor up my oatmeal, so I use the Quaker, cinnamon and spice oatmeal, and then I add some brown sugar, just probably not even a tablespoon, honestly, just like this much, and then I kind of mix that in, and then I also add a few dashes of cinnamon. It just gives it a little extra vavoom, you know. So it's a very cinnamon heavy meal because it's the cinnamon and spice oatmeal with the extra cinnamon and then the cinnamon on the English muffin. But I love cinnamon. You know who else loves cinnamon? Cheerio. He absolutely loves it. So we get him like little cinnamon treats because he enjoys that. But also if you eat anything with cinnamon, he's looking at me right now because he heard me say cinnamon. He can smell it and he just wants it. And he can't eat this, but he wants it so bad. But he can't have it. Huh, you loved cinnamon, huh? Yeah. Oh, he loves his cinnamon. He also loves being held. He's a little Chihuahua mix. Look at him. He can smell it. Do you smell the cinnamon? He does. Okay. I'm very picky about the consistency of my oatmeal. I like it wet, which is deeply unappetizing, but I don't want it to be super thick and gloppy. I want it to be kind of thin and porridge-like, I guess. I just add the water until I'm happy with it, and then I add a little bit more water because as the oatmeal cools, it kind of thickens up. I don't want gruel, I want porridge. There's a difference. I've got my desired oatmeal consistency, so I then add a little splash more of water. And now I'm ready to eat breakfast. Okay, so, ooh, strut, yes. Okay, so here I am. Got my water over there. Got my breakfast. Who's ready for breakfast? I'm so hungry. Tummy grumbling. So I've got my oatmeal and my English muffin. And I'm gonna watch some YouTube and eat my breakfast and probably check my email like every 5 minutes because I'm waiting on something. So I'll catch you when I'm done with breakfast. I have decided that I will not be getting dressed today. I know. I said I was going to, but I'm tired. I'm comfortable. It's freezing cold outside. I don't want to put jeans on. For what purpose? Maybe if I was like going somewhere today, but I'm not. I'm staying here. I've got this. It's fine. It's fine. I probably would feel more productive if I got dressed, but I also know my jeans are cold. And when I put them on, it's gonna make my legs cold. Yeah, no, we're not doing that today. Also, I want to sit crisscross in my chair, and sitting crisscross in jeans, no thank you. No thank you. So I will not be getting dressed, but also I don't have anywhere to go, so I think it's fine. I still have not gotten an email back from my professor, so I don't really have anything to do there. I am going to shorten my response here and hope that it still makes sense the way I want it to. Other than that, I'm kind of done for today. I think I'm going to start editing this little vlog. I'm right now importing the clips. We'll see how long that takes. And then I think I'm just going to read my book. So it's going to be a pretty chill day. I may end up ending the vlog here because I won't really have a whole lot to do tomorrow. And I think you're probably getting sick of me sitting here, saying good morning, going to get breakfast, coming back here. There's nothing else for me to do this week. I have to respond to a post eventually, but again, there's not really much for you to see there. So I'll shorten my response and then I guess update you again. Maybe I'll tell you about my book. Maybe I'll let you know when I hear back from my professor. But other than that, we don't have a whole lot going on today. Hello, coming at you with mood lighting because it is now 5 o'clock. And part of the reason that I don't really film or like haven't vlogged in the afternoon or like evening is because I get really good lighting in my room in the morning and early afternoon, and then anytime after like 3:30, no, it's horrible. And my overhead light, we're not doing that. So I have 2 lamps, and hopefully this is good enough. We'll have to see. But I heard back from my professor, and he said, first of all, he said, welcome to the course, and thank you for asking with an exclamation point. So we love that. He said there won't be a penalty for going over 500 words, but he would recommend aiming for that range or at least keeping the post under 750 words if possible. This will encourage other students to read and respond to your post, but it is also a good exercise in being succinct in an academic statement or argument. I do agree with, but my thing is only 559 words, nowhere near 750, so I think I'm gonna go with the longer one, especially for my first one since it won't be penalized. I don't see a problem with that. So you get to be here with me while I submit, and I'll be the second person in the class to submit. So I'm going to copy what I have in my Google Doc and figure out how to reply here. Okay, well, it's all in there. It's 549 words, so that's not even bad. So it's in there. I'm nervous to submit. This is my first grad school assignment. Good thing I double checked. Putting the like okay, well typically when I would do it on Blackboard there'd be like a section to put like a header, so you would like say like what it is that you're posting. You'd be like Nora last name discussion 1. This does not have that, so I had to put it in the actual text, but when I put it on my Google Doc it moved it down a page. Good thing I double checked to make sure I got that last sentence in there. Okay, so everything's in there. I'm clicking reply. Okay, well now it's saying it's 566 words. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, well, I submitted it. Okay, this was kind of an all over the place clip. It was not very succinct, but I submitted my first grad school assignment. Go me, go me. 80 possible points that I can get here. I'm feeling confident. I feel like I did good there. We had to ask a question at the end of ours for other people in the class to respond to, and I liked the question I asked. And then I have to respond to someone else's question, but the only other student who's responded, her question is like big and up here, and I don't think I really feel like taking that on upon myself, but I might try. So I think that's where I'm going to leave you this evening. I don't really have much else to say. I did that. I finished editing this vlog that you're currently watching up until this point. So this clip that you're watching has not been edited, but everything else has been, and I'm quite excited about this. Looking like it's going to be my longest video yet, which makes sense, but I'm quite excited to be posting that. It'll go up on Saturday. Are you watching this on Saturday? That's crazy. But no more grad school work for me today, and then tomorrow I'll check back in with you about my response to someone else. Hopefully someone else will have responded by then, but for now, I'm done. That's crazy. I did eat lunch today. I had a salad with some chicken in it, so I got some protein, and it was delicious. And then for dinner, I'm gonna have dino nuggets with mashed potatoes. I'm really looking forward to it. I love a dino nugget. For the rest of the evening, I am going to watch some YouTube and read my book, just like every other evening. So I will check in with you again tomorrow morning. Good night. Good morning. It is Friday, January 24th at 11:07 a.m. I'm here with my oatmeal. I woke up, I read a good amount of my book. I'm going to talk about my book later because I'm really enjoying it. And then I watched only a few TikToks. I noticed myself getting sucked in and I turned it off. So now I'm here making my breakfast. The most vile thing happened this morning. I was filling up my water bottle and I was putting the ice in there, and a tiny little piece of ice went down my sleeve and melted in there. And then they were just cold. It was gross, but we persist. So I'm gonna eat my oatmeal here and watch my little YouTube. Books and Lala posted a new video. Oh yeah. I'm sad. Cinema is on, okay? So I'm gonna eat my oatmeal, and then because it's Friday, I'm gonna spice it up and get toaster strudels instead of my typical English muffin. So whoa, go me getting crazy. And then I will talk to you about my book and what my plans are for the day. Hey, coming at you with a new angle. Oh, you see all my stuffed animals? Yeah, that's right. Anyway, okay, so just coming at you from a more cozy position to talk to you about my book. Today we are reading Plain Bad Heroines, and by today I mean all week, because this is a 600-page book and it's taking me a little longer than normal to get through. However, I wanted to talk to you about it because I am absolutely loving it, and I feel like when I did my little synopsis of it before, it was kind of all over the place because that's kind of how the book is. We have like 3 or 4 different plots all happening, not at once, because one's happening in like 1902 and the one's at summer of 20, so like 2020, I don't know, it didn't really specify, but we have one that's in 1902 for sure, that's set at the school Brookhaunts, and it's Clara and Flo and their storyline there. And then we have Libby Brookhaunts, the like principal of the school, and then we have Audrey, Merritt, and Harper, the 3 girls who we're following in the more present day timeline. And Audrey is going to play Clara, and Harper is going to be playing Flo, and then Merritt wrote the book about the original Clara and Flo, so she's there as like a helper to make sure that they're playing them correctly. However, what I think is super fascinating about this book is that we don't really learn about Clara and Flo through themselves or through their own eyes. We're learning about Clara and Flo and how they were together through the way Audrey and Harper depict them, and then Merritt's chiming in and being like, actually, they would not have done it like that. So it's super fascinating the way that they're going about it. And this book is just, the way it's written is so interesting. It's written from this like all-knowing entity who's like narrating the book to us, which is, you know, really something, but it's so interesting. The way it's written makes it so that you cannot put it down. We were in the timeline of Audrey and Harper doing like an unofficial chemistry read, and Audrey tanked it, like did so horrible. But then Bo, the director, comes in and he's like, actually, here's what's gonna happen. And then the chapter ends and we're like waiting, like, oh, like the chapter ends with, let's talk, Bo said. And then the next chapter starts with, my dear anticipating readers, before I tell you what Bo and Audrey talked about that day in his office, and I will tell you, of course I will, we have a date to get to, 2 dates in fact. And then the next 3 chapters are from completely different perspectives. So it makes it so that you want to get through those chapters to see what actually happened in that scene, but then those chapters themselves are so enticing and intoxicating in a way that you then don't really want to go back to what you wanted in the first place because you want to stay in that timeline. So it's all very interesting, and it all has a note of horror running through it. I think recommended for fans of queer kissing, Victorian romance, ghost stories, and Hollywood hijinks, as said by the San Francisco Chronicle. And I agree, there really is this like gothic horror element that goes through it all. It just connects everything. Like every single character has had some kind of run-in with the buzzing of Yellow Jackets, and as soon as you hear a character say, and then this weird buzzing started and I didn't know where it was coming, you're like, it's the Yellow Jackets. And it really just keeps you hooked because you're like, clearly something is amiss here, something is wrong, but you don't really know what it is. And the way this book is written, with like this narrator taking us through it, is so fascinating. And then there's all this like lore built up around the characters in the book. Like Audrey's mom was in this horror movie series, and so there's like lore about that series and like what went on there. But then there's also like real world things. Like it was talking about like the Scream movies and like different movies, like horror movies that have like horrible things that surrounded the production of them. And it's like you were having time to parse out like, okay, what is fabricated for this book and what is actually real. And the author weaves them together so seamlessly. It is so fantastic. And just the way the different plots are all coming together, really amazing. The setting is just very atmospheric. Like this is like an over a 600-page book, and never once has it felt like, oh my god, this is a 600-page book that I'm like slugging through. I think I'm on page like 307, and it feels like I've barely started. Like I've gotten so much information, but I know there's still so much left to come. Like the next section, so it's broken down into sections, and the next one we have coming here is finally going to be part 2, the happenings at Brookhaus, which is the movie they're making. So we're just finally going to be going to the school for them to actually film the movie. And on top of all the fantastic writing and just like amazing plot, there's illustrations throughout as well. So it's just such an amazing book to be reading. And then there's also a whole bunch of footnotes. So like this all here is footnote. But I just lost my place. My bookmark just fell out. But it all just weaves together so seamlessly and makes for like this amazing reading experience that I'm just so glad to be participating in. Like this book is an experience. It is not just a book, it is a full experience. It kind of reminds me of reading Babel by R.F. Kuang with the footnotes. Completely different plot, but the way you get like so lost in it, and there's just like so much lore around the book and the things in the book, it's really amazing. I will say, however, I got this book secondhand and it came with a cracked spine, so when I'm reading it, it just wants to fall open, and so we have these like section of page here that's gonna suck to read, but once we get past that, it won't be too bad. But yeah, the cracked spine is making it for a less than fantastic reading experience, just like physically. So in the morning, I wake up and read, and then I do whatever. And then at night, I read along with the audiobook, because the narrator, I don't know who the narrator of this audiobook is. I'll have to look into it, because she does an absolutely amazing job of just reading with this like nonchalant, unaffected tone to her voice that makes it seem like everything that's happened, it's like, yeah, I mean, like, that's just what's happening. Like, there's no, I don't know how to explain it. At first I was like, oh, I don't really like this. There's like no inflection to her voice. But then I was like, no, this is how I imagine that like the person who's narrating the book, like actually in the book, that's how I imagine they would be talking about what's happening here. Because the narrator knows everything that's happened and is like, yeah, I'm going to tell you what happened and you're going to sit there and listen. And that's how the narrator reads it. So I'm wondering if the narrator is the author. I think that would make sense, but I don't know who it is. But this book is incredibly fantastic, and I highly recommend you read it. It's got girl kissing, obviously fantastic. It's got the gothic horror. It's got amazing characters. All the characters are so unique, but they do it so well. These characters are just so fantastic, and I love them all so much. And you should read this book, and I can't wait to finish it. That's my book that I'm reading. Let's see what else is there. I did submit my assignment last night, and one other person has replied. Her question seems more manageable for me to take on, but I don't know if I'm going to do that today. The assignment is due tonight, so I imagine a lot more people will get theirs turned in, and I don't want to just answer the first question that shows up if there's another one that I might, like, I can obviously respond to more than one, but if there's one that's really speaking to me, I want to answer that one, obviously, because our responses then aren't due until Sunday night, so I have a little bit of time left. But so I will keep an eye on the discussion forum and see if something rolls in that I'm like, yes, that's the one I want to answer. But other than that, I don't have a lot else going on today. Today, I'm really just going to spend reading my book. I'm going to listen to the audiobook more because I'm really enjoying it. And that's really my plan. Listen to the audiobook, watch some YouTube. Pretty much how every day looks for me, but that's about it. I might check in with you again later after I read a little bit more and just see what's going on. Maybe a post will come in and I'll be like, ooh, let me hop on that one. Otherwise, that's about it. Okay. Toodaloo. Another new angle for you today. Oh, and this one's cutesy. Ooh, okay. So remember how earlier in the week I was like, I want to get dressed. LOL. So I'm really comfortable, and I mentioned earlier in the week that the problem is my only pant options are jeans and then like dress pants, and I don't want to put those on just to like sit around here. I also mentioned earlier that I want to find pants that like look nice but are still comfortable. So I did some searching and I found these Halara work pants, but the Halara brand feels sketchy to me. It just feels very fast fashion, kind of gross, but the pants look incredibly comfortable but also still look presentable. So does anyone have experience with Halara? Are they sketchy? I've heard like a lot of great reviews about them, but it feels sketchy. So it's like, I don't know if that's really what I want to do, but then I don't know what my other options are. Like truly, like what kind of pants are we wearing? Like leggings? I don't want to do that. They make my legs itchy. Sweatpants? But like, that's just my pajamas. Then I'm not really doing anything different. So do I just put on like a top and keep my sweatpants on? Is that gonna be what our solution is? I don't know. I really don't. But I would like to figure it out, because truly I do think I'd feel more put together and less like, oh, let's just sit around and watch our little content, and more like, okay, let's do our work. And not that I don't do my work now. Like, I don't think my outfit is really gonna change how much work I'm getting done, but I do think it would be nice to wake up and like put clothes on and feel more like I have that routine, especially like once I get a job. I will be getting a job, but once I have that, I'll have like to get dressed and like go places, obviously. But right now, while I don't have that, I don't want to just sit around in my pajamas all day. I love it a lot, don't get me wrong. I've done it all week. It's fantastic. But I would like to find something I can wear. Like, I have a lot of tops that I'm not worried about. It's pants. Why are they so hard? Also, I'm kind of tall. I'm 5'9". So finding pants that are long enough and don't leave my ankles exposed. I don't want cold ankles. No one wants cold ankles. I don't need someone going, where's the flood? Girl, the flood is here. That's why I got these pants on. I would like to find something. And those ones, they do seem really comfortable. And I like the way they look. And I think they'd look nice on me. But is it sketchy? Are they using child labor to make their pants? Yeah, that's the question, isn't it? Anyway, so I got sucked into looking for pants and watching some of my favorite YouTubers are posting today. It's so wonderful. We had a Books and Lala video and then a Carrie Can Read video. Slaying. Other than that, again, haven't done much. I think I'm gonna go get lunch. I know, go me. I love getting lunch. So, I hate eating lunch, actually. I really, really dislike it. I usually start to feel like nauseous after I eat lunch. Why is that happening? But today, I'm gonna eat lunch. I'm gonna make myself a grilled peanut butter sandwich. If you've never tried it, absolutely delicious. And guess what? Peanut butter has protein. I'm not saying I'm a genius. I'm not saying I'm a nutritionist. I am saying delicious and protein. And that's really all you need, isn't it? So that's what I'm gonna do. And then I'm gonna read. Okay, so I will see you after I've had lunch. I just had a brief moment of panic. I was looking back to see if other people had responded and to see if there's a question I wanted to answer in someone's response, and other people had. There's still not a question that I'm feeling particularly drawn to, but I might end up just picking one. But I realized they all have like their sources cited under there, not just like in text citations, and I said, oh, I was supposed to do that. I completely forgot yesterday. Luckily, because it's still before the deadline, I was able to go in and edit it and add them in. So crisis averted, but that was scary. Did not like it. Very much not fun. And then the formatting was wonky because the way I did it in my Google Doc is like so that it's like for like a document like laid out, but then the formatting doesn't like copy into Canvas. So then it deleted one of them. So then I saved. I had to go back and edit and then resave and hope they were all there. I got them in. Also, no one else is like citing the slides, but I was taught in undergrad that we're supposed to cite, even if like the professor gives them to us, we're still supposed to cite. So I did that. I feel like better be safe than sorry. This is my first one, so if I don't get it 100%, like I'm totally okay with that. I've really learned perfectionism is not the way, okay? I was really a perfectionist in high school, and then undergrad taught me you don't need, sorry, someone's in the shower. We're gonna have to deal with that. Give me a second. It's a little bit better now. We'll just go with it. Undergrad taught me you don't have to be perfect. You don't have to be the best. You just have to do your best. So that's what's happening here. And for my first one, I'm okay with taking a lower grade because then I'll learn from this and hopefully the professor gives feedback so I can take it and do better next week, because improvement is really what we're here for. Also, this is my first graduate class. So it's okay to not be perfect right out the gate or ever, truly. As long as I'm showing improvement, I'm okay with that. But I was able to get in and change that. So whew, there we go. That was just really scary and really made me panic. And I hope I don't get points docked for editing it, but it's before the deadline, so technically I think I should be okay. I think we'll be okay. But just had to pop in and share that because got my heart a-racing. Before this, I ate my lunch. It was delicious. My brother came from school and I know he's watching this, so hey, King. To take a breather. I'm gonna finish the YouTube video I had started before I checked back in on this. And I'm gonna look and see if maybe there is one I want to respond to. They're just using like these words. I'm like, obviously they're using words, but like I said, a lot of them are older than me and have a few degrees under their belts. So their like level of writing is a bit higher than mine. So it's making me second guess my question, making me think it's a little too juvenile, but I think that's okay because someone is going to appreciate that when they go to answer the questions they have to answer. But also this one here, it just doesn't feel like a question. So I'm not really sure how I'm supposed to respond to this because this is the one I would want to do, but it's not framed like a question. So I'm not really sure, but crisis averted. I'm gonna calm myself down and then catch you again when I'm starting to read my book. So let's all take a few seconds of deep breaths and say thank you, Lord Jesus, for the edit feature on Canvas. So bless up for that. We've got the mood lighting again tonight for another update. I got everything sorted with my references, and then while I was scrolling through there, I found someone's question that I responded to. So I was one of the first people to post a response, and she posted her question about ChatGPT and like AI learning models, and can they fully share information? Can language learning models truly impart or share information if they have no intentionality and no understanding of context? And I had a quote that I had highlighted from the lectures that was perfect for that. So I responded to that and then did that. Made sure I read the posting directions before I posted it to make sure I was doing it correctly. So I got my reply in and I'm really proud of it. I'm very happy with that. Reading some of these other responses from people who already have multiple master's degrees or multiple bachelor's degrees and also already work in information spaces, they clearly have more like hands-on applications that they're able to apply to what they're saying that I don't have. And it was really making me second guess like if there was a class I was supposed to take before this one, or if there's more reading I should have done, or if I'm even like fully qualified to be here. But then I said, no, we will not let the imposter syndrome get us. I deserve to be here. I worked just as hard as everybody else to get here. This is where I'm meant to be. And I just remember my dreams. I'm doing this for my dreams of becoming a librarian. Even if it's hard, we fight through. So that's what I had to remind myself this evening, but we're doing okay. I got that posted. So I'm fully done with grad school for the week. My first week, and it had its trials and tribulations, but we persevered. Yes, we did. Me and you. Yeah, we were like this through the whole week. So now I'm gonna go get some dinner and then read my book, finally. And maybe you'll get a little clip of me reading. Otherwise, this might be the end, but I don't think it is. But I also want to reflect on my week. So that's what I'm gonna do now. Moving forward, I think there's a lot that I can learn from this week that I want to take forward into future weeks, and some things I want to leave behind. What I really want to leave behind is procrastinating and scrolling on TikTok for hours. I already have a limit on my phone where I can only be on TikTok for 1.5 hours a day, which fantastic. I might need to actually lower it from that. And I need to make sure that I'm not scrolling as much in the morning, because what I do is I scroll and then next thing I know, it's like 11:30 when I've woken up at like 9:30, 10 o'clock. And then I'm like, well, there's the majority of the day, because once my family gets home around like between like 3 and 5, I'm getting nothing done. And then after that, everyone's here and I just want to like be out and be with them. So then I'm not getting anything done here really. And when I do get things done, it's not my highest quality of work because I'm most productive in like the morning and early afternoon. So I need to make sure that I'm really prioritizing getting my work done then. But this week was really only Tuesday through Friday, because I didn't do anything on Monday since it was a holiday. So I'm going to keep with the schedule that I had where I did lectures and then reading and then my post and then my response the next day. I really like that, especially like there's only 3 weeks of doing it like this type of assignment, but I think that this schedule is really going to work well for me because then I'm listening to the lectures and fully digesting that and taking my notes, and then the next day doing my reading, so I'm not like burning myself out in one day, and making sure that I'm spreading things out. And also I think that'll be really beneficial when I have more than one class, so that's good. But really I just need to consistently remind myself that I am good enough. I got myself here. I can do this. Just because someone else's response uses bigger words than I did, or more words than I did, or they use different articles than I did, my response is still valid. And I just need to keep that in mind, especially this where we could have taken any aspect of anything we read. Just because someone mentioned something other than what I did, that doesn't mean that mine is not still valid. So need to keep that in mind moving forward. And other than that, I think, you know, I did pretty good this week. I got my work done on time, and it's a quality of work that I'm proud of. So we will just keep that going. And I will try to get dressed at some point. Tomorrow, Saturday, I'm going thrifting. Oh, I'm so excited. I am so excited. I'm getting my librarian wardrobe. Yeah, that's right. You better watch out for me because I'm going to be dressing like, I want to dress like Miss Frizzle, okay? I want themed outfits. Yeah, I want the solar system dress. So that's kind of what's going to be going on this weekend. And other than that, this is my first vlog. Will not be my last. You will be hearing from me again. So this video is going to be like over an hour long. How thrilling, how thrilling. I don't really have much else to say, but I think I'll probably do another weekly vlog about grad school specifically. I'll probably do reading vlogs here and there, but another grad school specific vlog once my second class starts, so you can see an update and I can figure out how I'm going to incorporate both classes together. Okay, so thank you for watching my first vlog. If you made it this far, you're a real one for that, truly. I'll put the fingers crossed emojis in the comment if you watched it this far, and it'll be like our little secret, you know, if you made it this far. But other than that, again, thank you so much for sticking around. Feel free to like and comment if you liked the video, and subscribe if you want to see more of me, because I know you do. After spending this whole week with me, I know you want more. So thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!